Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We got game 3 of this 4-game series. The Brewers have taken the first two. Can the Marlins come back and start winning here? Leading off for the Brewers, playing third base is Molitor. Batting second, playing shortstop's Yount. Batting third, playing left field is Braun. Batting fourth, playing center field is Thomas. Batting fifth, playing first base is Cooper. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Searhoff. Batting seventh, playing right field is Lescano. Batting eighth, playing second base is Money. Batting ninth and doing the pitching is VUCKOVICH. And now for the Florida Marlins. Leading off, playing second base is Castillo. Batting second, playing left field is Culligan. Batting third, playing shortstop is Ramirez. Batting fourth, playing right field is Sheffield. Batting fifth, playing center field is Ozuna. Batting sixth, playing first base is Bourne. Batting seventh, playing third base is Prado. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Remoto. And on the mound, the D train, WILLIS, batting ninth. Can he get them out of their slide here? Let's get down here to the field, get this game started. You see the team comparisons. The Brewers are 3-1, batting .273 with a .367 on base percentage, slugging .561 with an OPS of .926. Florida is 1-4, batting .199 with a .283 on base, slugging .416 with an OPS of .699. Paul Molitor lead it off, batting .562 on the year with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. This is Dontrelle Willis's second appearance. He is no record with a lofty 24 ERA. That's just the way it's been this year for the Marlins. Starting out, can they right the ship? Here's the pitch to Paul Molitor. And that's going to be a base on balls. So right away, the Brewers get the leadoff batter aboard. And Robin Yount comes to the plate. And Robin's batting .250 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. And that ball is out of here, folks. Kiss it goodbye. Rockin' Robin rocks this one in the left field. And just like that, before the Florida fans could even sit down, it's 2-0. And they say, here we go again. Ryan Braun's up now, batting .389 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So the D train comes back after the homer, gets the strikeout, settles down a little. That brings up Gorman Thomas. And Gorman's looking for his first base hit of the year. He's 0 for 4. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts. So they pissed the D train off, it looks like. Now he's settled down. And Cecil Cooper's up. He's batting .200 on the year. No homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Prado. That'll end the inning. But the 2-run homer by Robin Yount makes it Brewers 2, Marlins coming to bat. And you got the Florida schedule up there. You got one more game against the Brewers. And then they go on the road to play Philadelphia for 2 games. And they stay in the state of Pennsylvania, and then they'll travel west and take on the Pirates. Luis Costello comes to the plate, batting .200 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And this is Pete Vuckovich's first appearance of the year. And in 1982, he was 18-6 with a 3.34 ERA. Here's the pitch to Luis. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Pete strikes him out for out number 1. And now we got Chris up. And Cullen batting .300. One of the bright spots here for the Marlins. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Paul. He fires over to Cooper for out number 1. Out number 2, rather. Now you got Hanley Ramirez up, batting 190 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gorman. That's a 1-2-3 first. To the top of the second we go. Brewers 2, Florida nothing. You got BJ, Lescano, and Money due up. BJ is batting 200 with a homer and RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left for out number 1. And Sexto Lescano's up, and he's batting 500 on the year, folks, with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 2 quick outs here in the second. Looks like the D train might have righted the old train and got it on the right track. And now you got Money up now, batting 500 with no homers and no RBIs. And just as soon as I said that, he walks Money. And that'll get old Pete up here and gets him out of the way at the very least with 2 outs and a runner down at first. You can see the team comparisons. The Brewers with 37 strikeouts, 26 walks, 22 doubles, and gave up 1 triple. Florida with 62 strikeouts, 26 walks, 12 doubles, and haven't given up a triple. And Pete's first plate appearance of the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. And a Brewers strand 1 to the bottom of the second we go. The big boys due up here, Sheffield, Ozono, and Bohr. Gary is batting 118 on the year, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the out. He fires across the diamond for out number 1. Ozono's up now. And he's batting 154 with no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's another grounder to the out and another out. 2 quick balls down the short, 2 quick outs. So can Justin Bohr do something here with nobody on? He's looking for his first base hit of the year. He's off to a terrible start. He's 0-10. And he's going to be 0 for 11 as that's a grounder down to Cooper for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 goes the Marlins. To the top of the third we go. And the top of the order due up. Molitor, Yount, and Braun. Paul, he walked and came around to score in the first. And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a fly ball out to left field for out number 1. And Robin Yount's up now. And he homered and drove in 2 runs in the first. And that's going to be a rare play, a 32 and a 39. 32 and a 39. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. So now the 0-1 pitch to Robin. Can he handle this 0-1 pitch? And yep, he drives that ball in the right field. Sheffield gets over there in a hurry, cuts it off, but he's got himself a 1-out single. And that brings up Ryan Braun now. The runner down at first and 1 out. And Braun struck out back in the first. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. The D-Train's got Braun's number so far today. 2 strikeouts, and that brings up Gorman Thomas. And he also struck out in the first. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. And JT makes the catch. And the runner at first gets stranded. To the bottom of the third we go. Still 2-0 Milwaukee. You got Prado due up. JT and the D train, the bottom third of the order. Prado's batting 2-11, no homers, 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the money. He fires over to first for out number 1. JT's up now. And JT's batting $182. No homers and 3 RBIs. And that's a fly ball out to Gorman. And that's 2 quick outs. And can the train, Willis, do it himself here? And he is no slouch at the plate, folks. He batted .261 with a homer and 11 RBIs in 2005, so you can't prove one. And they do. And he slaps that ball hard in the right field. Lescana gets over there, cuts it off, and he'll hold with a single, but we don't need no stinking DH. As the B train gets aboard with the first hit of the ball game. We're at the top of the order now, and Castillo, he struck out in the first 0 for 1. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Robin. He fires over to first, and that'll win the inning. The train gets stranded. To the top of the fourth we go. And we got Cooper up, followed by BJ and Lescano. And Cooper is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Prado's up with it. Fires over the first for out number 1. And that brings up BJ now. BJ and the Bear is 0 for 1. He flew out the left. And that's going to be a rare play. 41 and a 21. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. So here's the 0-1 pitch to Surhoff. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 13. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And BJ's on with a 1-out single. And that brings up Lescano now. And BJ down at first. And Sexcano is 0 for 1. Grounded out in the second. That's a fly ball to Gary and right. There's 2 outs. And now it's money time. Don Money up here. And he walked his first time up. Can Money deliver? And that's going to be a swing and a miss. The train strikes him out. That's his 5th strikeout of the game. And the Brewers strand 1. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Cullen, Ramirez, and Sheffield, the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here. Chris 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a rare play, a 40 and a 53. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. So 1-0-1 pitch here to Chris. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. It's only the 2nd strikeout for VUCKOVICH. Hanley Ramirez comes to the plate now. And he's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Thomas for out number 2. And Gary Sheffield comes to the plate. And he's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be 0 for 2, as that's an easy grounder to Money. Over to Coop. And that's a 1, 2, 3 inning. To the top of the 5th we go. Pete VUCKOVICH is due the lead off here, followed by Molitor and Yount. Pete's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Willis fires over to Justin for out number 1. And Paul Molitor comes up now. He's 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the first. And that's going to be a base hit, an infield hit for Paul. He's aboard here for the 2nd time today. And Robin Yount, the last time Molitor got on in the first, he homered. He's a perfect 2 for 2, a 2-run homer and a single. And that's going to be a 39. And that's going to be against the pitcher, a 45 and a 2. 45 and a 2. And that's going to be fielding column 1. And runner called off first. They pick off Molitor. They pick him off. So pick off there. Now there's 2 outs. Robin still up with nobody on now. And here's the pitch to Robin. And of course he gets aboard here. Now the train walks him. So it's up to Ryan Braun. 2 outs, a runner down at first. Braun's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice against Willis. And make it 3 times as Willis gives him the hat trick, his 6th strikeout. And after that rough first inning, the train is straightened out. He's flying down the track. It's 2-0 Brewers, though, as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Ozona, Justin Bohr, and Martin Prado's up. And Ozono's 0 for 1. Looking for his first hit of the game. And that's going to be an easy grounder down the short. Robbins got it. And that's out number 1. Justin Bohr's up now. And he's 0 for 1. He grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be a grounder back to the mound. Pete's up with it, fires over to Coop for 2 down. And that brings up Prado now. And he's 0 for 1. He grounded out the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Cooper. 1, 2, 3 goes the Marlins to the top of the 6th. We're headed in a 2-0 ball game. Got the big boys due up here. Thomas, Cooper, and Searhoff. Gorman is 0 for 2, struck out and popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Willis strikes him out for out number 1. He's up to 7 strikeouts now. Cecil Cooper's up. He's grounded out the third twice. 0 for 2. And that's going to be another grounder to third. 3 ground balls to third, 3 outs for Mr. Cooper. BJ's up now. He's 1 for 2. He did single back in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 1, 2, 3 go to Brew Crew. To the bottom of the 6th we go. The bottom of the order. JT, Dante Willis, and Luis due up. And JT's 0 for 1 today. Not anymore. That's a base hit in the right field. And Willis comes up, and they're not going to have him bunt. They're going to let Willis swing away because he's got a hit in this game already. He's 1 for 1. He's got one of the 2 hits in this game. So Dontrelle is going to swing away. And that's going to be a deep fly ball to left. Ryan Braun back there near the track makes the catch for out number 1. And gave it a ride, but not deep enough. And Luis is up now, and he's 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Back to the top of the order we go. You can see the team comparisons. The Brewers 3-1 with 30 runs and 10 homers. And the Florida Marlins 1-4, 22 runs, 4 homers, and been caught stealing twice. And that's going to be a ground ball. Let's see here. It might make it through. Cooper's a damn good 23. That's going to be a rare play, rather. Probably a 36. Wild pitch 3. That's going to be a rare play. With the runner at first, a 44 and a 36. And that's going to be hit down the short. Younce down there. And a 45 and a 9 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a nice play by Robin. He's going to get the batter out at first. So now there's 2 outs and runner down at second. And you got Chris Cullen up here. And Chris is 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a walk as Pete walks him. Now you got first and second. And the go-ahead run comes to the plate, and Hanley Ramirez. Can the Florida Marlins finally get a timely hit here in this series, folks? Ramirez is 0 for 2. He is 4 for 23, batting $174 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And that's going to be a nice play by Pete. Nope, that's going to be a single infield hit. Runners advance 1 base. F on second, which he's not. It's going to score. Is there 2 outs? He scores anyway, so that's an infield hit up the middle. And it's going to score Remoto from second and cuts the lead to 2-1. So Ramirez gets an infield hit, and it's still first and second here. and 2 outs. And Gary Sheffield up. Finally, something breaks for these Marlins. Gary's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Pete comes back, strikes him out. We go to the top of the 7th. It's a 1-run lead, 2-1 Brewers. Bottom part of the order due up here. You got Sexton, Money, and Pete due up against the train Willis. And like I say, he's settled down here since that first inning. And Lescano is 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a base on ball as he walks on down to first. What you want to do when you just got a run in. Don Money comes up. He has not yet to put the ball in play. He has walked and struck out. Here's the pitch from Money. And they might do a little hit and run here. I think they are. Little hit and run. An 18 on a hit and run. And that's going to be hit down to Ramirez. And that keeps him from getting into a double play. Money gets him down to second. Now you got 1 out and VUCKOVICH up. He's going to try to bunt him on down the third here. And a 27 and a sacrifice. And that's going to work. That's a bunted ball down the third. Prado's up with it. He fires over to first with Luis covering. The runner will get down the third. Now there's 2 outs. And Assurance runs 90 feet away. We're back to the top of the order, and Paul Molitor, who's 1 for 2 with a walk. He singled back in the 5th. And against the lefty, a 20. And that's going to be a single. And that's going to be an infield hit, and the runner scores. So that increases the lead back to 2. That's Paul Molitor delivers. Now Robin Yount's up. He's already homered in this game, folks. He's a perfect 2 for 2. He's homered, he's singled, and he has walked. And that's going to be the first time they get him out a ground ball down the second. And that'll end the inning. But we go to the 7th inning stretch. The Brewers with that infield hit makes it a 3-1 ball game. Got Ozona, Justin Bour, and Prado due up here. And Ozona is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short twice. And that's going to be a rare play, a 40 on a 45. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. 55 and a 2. And that'll be fielding column 2. That's going to be a single in the center field. Pete couldn't come up with it. Hit right back up the box. So Ozona's on now. A leadoff single. Runner down at first, nobody out. And that brings up Justin Bour. He's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out twice. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. And Robin Yount makes the catch for out number 1. And Prado's up now. And he is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be a 8 against a 19. That's going to be a fly ball. Nope, that's going to be a, did I say a 19? Yep, a 19. That is going to be a fly ball out to Braun for out number 2. So it is up to JT to do something here with 2 outs and Ozono down at first. And that's going to be a, against a 13. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Paul fires across the diamond. The Marlins strand one. We go to the top of the eighth. The train's due to lead off the eighth inning. They're going to see if he can pitch them through this eighth. He's got Braun, Thomas, and Cooper up. Braun is 0 for 3. He has struck out 3 times. Already got the hat trick. Can they give him the golden sombrero? Nope. He squares this one up. And that ball is blasted into left center field. And Braun's running for a while, folks. That's hit out there in that triangle. And that's going to be a leadoff triple. And first, let's look here. Wait a second. That was a home run. That's what it should have been. Sorry about that. I looked at the wrong card. Braun launches one. So undo this. And Braun launches one off of the D train after cruising through the first. After the first, now it is 4-0. Thomas is up. Orman's 0 for 3. He struck out twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Prado for out number 1. And Cooper's up now. And Cooper's 0 for 3. He's grounded out to third 3 times, the old hat trick there. And make it a 4th time. 4 ground balls down the Prado 4 times. He's out. Somebody ought to try to tell him to pull the ball a little bit. And BJ's up. He's singled back in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. And that's going to be another ground ball down the Prado. And that'll end it. But the leadoff homer makes it a 4-1 ball game. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And that'll be it for the D train. And we'll have a pitch hitter for him. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And I think D. Gordon's going to come off the bench, try to get a board here. They're down by 3. You want to go with Gordon? Let's see here. Bonifico. That's who they're going to go with. Bonifico, the switchy. He's going to come off the bench. And Bonifico's looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be an infield hit. So just like that, a pitch hit single. And the Marlins are making some noise here in the bottom of the 8th. Down by 3. And Luis is up now. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the short twice and struck out. And that's going to be a 36. And a wild pitch 3. Now it's going to be a rare play. A 62 and a 36. And that's going to be hit down the short, down the Robin, out. And that's going to be a 6-4 put out to get the lead runner. And now you got Luis down at first. I don't know. Let's redo that. Wasn't a double play. I don't know. It's supposed to be a 6-4 put out. There we go. And now you got a runner down at first and 1 out. And now you got Chris Cullen up. Chris is 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 6th, though. Can he get something going here, trailing by 3? And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And a 33. That'll be fielding column 1. And they'll get the runner down at second. As Pete spins around, fires down the Yount on the 1-6 put out. And now you got Ramirez up. And Hanley is 1 for 3. He's got the RBI single back in the 6th. The only run for the Marlins. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Paul fires across the diamond to Cooper. And the Marlins strand one. To the top of the ninth we go. Let's see who's going to come out of the bullpen. And AJ, I think, is going to come out of the pen. Try to keep us a 3-run game. And where's AJ at? There he is. Get him some work in. 4-1 ball game. He's got the bottom third of the order due up. Sexcana, Money, and Pete VUCKOVICH. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Ramirez for out number 1. And Mr. Money steps up to the plate. And Don's over 2. He struck out, walked, and grounded out. And that's another ground ball down the short. 2 quick outs. And that's going to be it for Pete. He goes 8 innings, 5 hits, and 1 run. Nice job by Pete. And let's see who's going to come out of the dugout here and pitch hit for the Brew Crew. And Mr. Billy Hall is going to get a plate appearance here and try to get aboard. And this is Billy's first plate appearance of the year. In 2006, he batted .270 with 35 homers, 85 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Billy gets aboard here with a walk. He's standing down at first now. And Paul Molitor's up. And Paul is 2 for 3 with an RBI in this game. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to travel, folks? Against the righty. 20. And that ball is off the wall. And that'll be a double. And let's see here. With 2 outs, does Hall score here as AJ just gets it out of the sweet spot. That'll be a 52. And a 66 is the only way they get him out, folks. And he's safe. That's an RBI double by Paul Molitor. That was hit in center field. Sorry, in the right field. And the runner comes around to score. And it's a 5-1 ball game. And Yount's up now. And Robin. He is 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer in the game. And that's going to be against the righty. 21. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. And that'll end the inning. But 1 run comes across. We go to the bottom of the 9th. AJ couldn't keep it a 3-run game. It's a 4-run game. Let's see who's going to come out here. Got the righties. 2 righties and a lefty due up. And the bird dog, Corey Knoble, is going to come out of the bullpen. The righty. With a 4-run lead. And this is Corey's second appearance of the year. No record. Well, he's got 1 save, rather, as Ken Castro stops by. Yeah, like I say, if they win 63 games, Ken, and don't lose 100 games, I'm going to be surprised. How about you? I think that's their goal, is not to lose 100, to get 63 wins. No. Willis is their ace, I guess. Well, no, actually it is Mr. Josh Johnson. He's a 16. Willis is a 15 with an XZ. So yeah, Josh Johnson is their ace. Dante Willis is number 2. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Their A's aren't barely A's. You got a 15 and a 16. Beckett is a 14. No, Beckett's a 12. Yeah, Beckett's a 12B. Alvarez is a 14, and Pavano is a 13. And their best bullpen pitcher is AJ, and he just got hit. He's the only. Well, they got 2 A's. Forgot about Steve. He's a 16. What's AJ? AJ's a 19. So yeah, 12 in this league is not much, is it? Not bad in the regular season, but in this league, it ain't shit. So you got Sheffield, Azono, and Justin Bour, and Corey's on the mound. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a swing. Nope, that's going to be a base on balls. That's one thing Corey can do. He can walk himself into some trouble here. Azono's up now, and he is 1 for 3. He singled in the 7th. Here's the pitch to him. And he drives this ball. Folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to go, folks? And that's a kiss of goodbye. Azono with a home run here. Cuts the lead to 5-3. And we got us a ball game here. And we're going to let Corey go here. It's got a 2-run lead. They'll let him go unless somebody gets on. They got Josh Harder warming up in the bullpen. So here we go. The pitch to Justin. And that's going to be a base on balls. And I think that's going to be it for Corey. So he doesn't get a single out here in the 9th. So they're not going to wait around here. Corey comes out and Josh is coming in. Try to close this game out. That's a short outing for Mr. Knoebel. Josh Harder is going to come in the game. Try to hang on here. What's that U supposed to be? I got something wrong there. There ain't no damn such thing as a U. So we'll have to fix this real quick. See what the hell that's supposed to be. There's no U in here. That's a KY. XY is what it's supposed to be. KXY. We got a U in there instead. So let's go to the Brewers and bring up Josh. Sorry about this, folks. Just a little behind the scenes look here. Okay, here. It's supposed to be a K, X, and a Y, not a U. Okay. Make sure everything else is right. He's a G. Yep. So now we're good to go. Get rid of that U and make it a Y. Alrighty, he's got a runner down at first, nobody out, and Prado's up. Prado is 0 for 3. He is grounded out and flown out. And he gets a hold of this, and all of a sudden the Marlins are making some noise here in the 9th, folks. And that's going to be a double in the right field. And Justin's not going nowhere with his speed. So now you got second and third, still nobody out, tying run in scoring position. And they're going to play back, try to get some outs here as JT comes up. They need Josh to do some strikeout. This is his first appearance of the year for Josh. And he, in 2021, was 4-2 with a 34 saves and a 1.22 ERA. JT's at the plate, and do we pitch hit for JT? That is the question. And I think so. JT's going to come out of the game here. And Charlie Johnson's going to come off the bench and stay in and play and catch if they can tie this game up or maybe even walk it off. So Charles Johnson comes out of the dugout. And Charles is only batting 111. No homers and no RBIs. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And a 56 and a 9. This might all be falling apart here, folks. That's fielding column 2. And with safe at first on a wild throw, both runners score. S on second stops at third. So a wild throw brings in the tying run, and E6 by Robin Yount. We got us a tie ball game, folks. And both runners score. And now you got Johnson down first. And that'll be it for AJ. They got the go-ahead run. And, of course, we can't pitch run for him because they don't have another catcher on the bench. So who's going to come off the bench here now against the lefty? And it's going to be Stanton's going to come off the bench here. Try to blast this game and give the Florida Marlins a come-from-behind victory here. It's the bullpen for the Brewers screwing the pooch. Where's Mr. Stanton? There he is. So runner down at first, still nobody out, which was a 5-1 ball game, is now 5-5 here in the ninth. As the Marlins have scored 4 runs with nobody out. And Stanton is batting .250 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be against a 16. And that's going to be a infield hit. And that puts the go-ahead run, the winning run down at second. An infield hit and still nobody out. And the Brewers need a double play ball in the worst way here, folks. First and second, nobody out in the top of the order up. He's 0 for 4. Luis is. He is struck out, grounded out twice, and grounded into a fielder's choice. And that's just what the doctor ordered if you're a Brewers fan. It's a ground ball down the short. And Robin's up with it. He's going to fire over to second. Over to first. Johnson will get down to third, but now there is 2 outs and a go-ahead run 90 feet away. And Chris Cullen is at the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. He did walk back in the 6th, and that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a pop-up. And fair territory. Cooper calls for it, makes the catch for out number 3. But the Marlins score 4 runs, and we're going into extras. Read all about it. Now, let's see who's going to come out of this bullpen. There's not a good choice here. Plus, they're all tired. So let's see who's going to come out of here. Sure. Alpha Sesco is going to come out. He's about the only one that ain't tired. And let's see here. Do we do a double switch? Bring George in? I think we do. He's going to bat in the second hole. George is going to stay in the game. Let's see here. What do we want to do here? Charlie's going to stay in the game and catch. We know that. Get that done. And now who do we want? Let's see what we want to do here. So he's going to stay in the game. Sheffield's going to stay in right, I would imagine. You know what? We're going to move Gary in the, let's see here. Move Ozuna in the left field. And we'll move George in the center field. And that's what we'll do here. And we'll take out Chris. Alrighty, I think we got everything straight now. So let's make sure here. Ramirez, Sheffield, Ozuna, Bohr, Prado, Johnson, Stanton, Castilla, and Alfonso. Yep, we got her straight. So we got a new center fielder. We got a new left fielder, new catcher, and a new pitcher. And Antonio's third appearance of the year, no record with a 3 ERA. He's got the big boys coming up here in the 10th. He's got Braun, Thomas, and Cooper. Ryan Braun's 1 for 4 with a solo homer back in the 8th, which we thought was just icing on the cake, but they sure needed it. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to go, folks? Against a righty, a 16, and kiss it goodbye. Ryan Braun says, welcome to the game. Alfonso and launches one, and just like that, the Harvey wall bangers are now up 6-5. Fighting all that way to get back in the 9th. Their first batter launches one, and it is 6-5. Now you got Gorman Thomas up. He's 0 for 4 today. He struck out twice, grounded out, and popped up. And that's going to be a pop up down the short for out number 1. And Cecil Cooper's up now. He's 0 for 4. He has grounded out the third all 4 times, folks. Can he hit it to somewhere else besides Prado? And that is. He finally turns on this ball and gets a single in the right field instead of going the other way with it. So now Cooper's down at first and BJ's up. And Surhoff's 1 for 4. He singled in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George. As soon as you get in the game, the ball always finds you for out number 2. And Sexto Lescano's up now. And he's 0 for 3. He did walk and come around the score in the 7th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gary and right. And that'll end the inning. But the leadoff homer by Ryan Braun puts the Brewers up 6-5. And they're going to let Josh try to win this game since he blew the save. He's got Ramirez, Sheffield, and Ozuna due up. So you got all righties coming up. Okay, they're going to get Oxford up in the bullpen, it looks like. Oxford and Sanders, just in case. So here we go. Ramirez is 1 for 4. He had an RBI single in the 6th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Josh strikes him out for out number 1. And Gary Sheffield's up now. And Gary's 0 for 3. He walked in the 9th and came around to score. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Thompson makes the catch. 2 quick outs. They're down to their last out here, Ozuna. And he is 2 for 4. He's got a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. Can he do it again and tie this ball game up, folks? Nope, that's a deep fly ball, but Ryan Braun at the track makes the catch. And the Brewers come back after giving up 4 runs in the ninth, winning in the 10th, 6-5. Let's get that win, folks. Score 4 runs in the ninth and can't win the ball game. Tough for the Marlins. Take a look at this box score. At least they finally made a game out of it, folks. Didn't look like it. The Brewers bullpen blew that game, that's for sure. Tried to anyway. So the Brewers 6 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The Marlins 5 runs, 8 hits and no errors. Look at that top of the order for the Brewers. A total of 7 hits. Molitor 3 for 4. Yount 2 for 4. Braun 2 for 5 with the big homer. Give the darn Marlins credit. 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position. And give the Brewers credit. They took advantage of the one time. Left 7 men on base. And you had Ozuna being 2 for 5 in the game. He was the only multiple hit. And the Marlins finally come through with runners in scoring position, 2 for 4. The big homer by Ozuna. They left 6 men on base. Poor Pete VUCKOVICH pitched a hell of a game, gets a no decision. 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 3. And Corey Cano, no innings, 1 hit, 3 runs, walked 2. Josh Harden gets the win. 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 unearned run, struck out 1. The D-Train actually pitched a decent ball game after a rocky start. 8 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, walked 4, struck out 7, gave up 2 homers. And AJ in an inning, 1 hit, 1 run, walked 1. And Alphonse 0-1, 1 inning, 2 hits, the big homer by Braun. And that was your ball game. That was a fun game. Yeah, like I say, I thought it was just going to be another blowout for the Marlins, fighting back like I was hoping to get the win. Let's take a look here now at the standings and the leaderboard. And now the Mets are half a game up on Atlanta. Washington is 2 games back. And Ken's Phillies are now out of last place, 2.5 games back, because the Marlins are now 3 games back. And the Central Pittsburgh is tied with the Brewers. The Astros are a half a game, and the Cubbies are a half a game back. The Cincinnati Reds and St. Louis Cardinals are a game back. And out west, Giants are a half a game up on the LA Dodgers. Arizona is a game back. San Diego, game and a half, and the Rockies are 2.5 games back. Look at that. Paul Molitor hitting 600 on the year, folks. Sammy Sosa with 7 homers, 12 RBIs, leading the National League in both categories. Pitchers, of course, with no ERA. John Rucker with 2 wins. And you got 4 pitchers tied with 2 saves. Sammy's leading in the MVP voting. And John Rucker's leading in the Cy Young. And the final game of this series is going to be Mike Caldwell going up against Josh Johnson. Can the Marlins at least win 1 game out of this 4-game series, folks? I want to thank Ken Castro for stopping by. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that bell for reminders. It don't cost nothing to hit these 2 buttons. And hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care. Oh, you're welcome, Ken, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.